Hey, fellow Wiccans, and welcome back to the Random Article Podcast. I'm your co-host, Rajan. I am joined, as always, by the soon-to-be Travis Barker, Madison. How are you doing?
With two Ds.
With two Ds.
Doing well. How are you?
Oh, we are doing fantastic tonight.
Oh, wow. You've had that much that there's two of you?
I'm seeing double. Our goal here is to read every Wikipedia article ever written, one by one, and to do so, we're going to be clicking that random article button, and just to make sure that everything's truly random, Madison will be using a TI-84 Plus Silver Edition to see how many times we click that random article button. Let's get into it.
Apparently those are really great to sell on eBay.
I bet. But before we get into it, as we promised you last week, we're going to start out talking about Tenka, the atmospheric ghost light.
This sounds spooky.
Just in time for Halloween, Tenka are a type of atmospheric ghost light told about in various areas of Japan. It is written about in the collection of fantastic stories, the
Oh no.
Ihan Hyaku Monogatari.
That's really good, I think. That was really great. Good job.
Real great. From the Edo period. And also in an essay. And other writings.
So, judging by the pictures, they just look like a meteor shower or something.
Yeah. They're like flaming balls. Kind of like ball lightning. You ever hear of this stuff? Ball lightning?
Not at all. No.
Sort of pseudoscience, sort of real science. It's like a form of lightning that takes the shape of a ball and doesn't necessarily follow like a path like lightning does.
Like a bolt? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like often been described as like almost like sentient and like playful and will bounce around and it can like go through windows and stuff.
Terrifying. It's like a ball of fire just flying through the sky doing whatever it wants.
Oh, well, it's not in the sky. It's like it'll like come into your home.
Okay, so it's not real.
Well, exactly. I imagine it's a lot like a Tenka.
Okay, all right.
See, ball lightning, unexplained phenomenon described as luminescent. Spherical objects vary from pea-sized to several meters in diameter.
That's not very big. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm thinking of centimeters, several centimeters. Meters are big. So this is their version of that, except for this is in the sky. And it's more of like it's the same type of thing, like a folklore thing.
Legend has it, in the Atsumi district, the Aichi prefecture, when one's path ahead when on a road at night becomes bright like at noon, it is called a tenbi. And in the Ibi district, the mysterious fires that make a great noise in the evening sky in the summer and fly are called tenpi. So they're called different things in different prefectures.
But it is something real.
From the sound of it, yeah. Probably like just asteroids.
No, it sounds like lightning. Like when on a road at night becomes bright like at noon. That's like lightning. When lightning strikes, it like for a second is bright like daytime.
I mean, like when a close comet goes by, it also lights up, right?
I don't know. I've never seen that.
I've seen those dash cam videos from Russia.
You can trust those. Those are 100% truth.
I'll send you some links.
No, this is exactly what you were talking about, because they say when the people of Saga find a Tenka, if it was left there, it would result in their home catching on fire. So they're driven away by gathering around and reciting a Buddhist prayer. By doing that, the Tenka would change its direction and flee. At the end, when it has been driven all the way to the suburbs, it would disappear in the middle of vegetation. So it literally like flies around the sky. It's not like just like one boom. Also, it is said that Tenka could be driven away by fanning them with a seta, which is a type of sandal. So all you need is to get your flippy floppies and just shoo it away. Shoo, shoo.
Yeah, shoo it away with your chancla. So they call them.
Yes. Exactly.
So ball lightning could exist.
There's also a story about someone who lost their home due to a fire, and they said the fire fell on someone else's home, and the resident of that home used a seta to drive away that fire, resulting in my home catching on fire instead. So I'd like for the residents of that home to pay the expenses for my new home.
If anything, the Tenka should be paying for that, right?
The Tenka's gone. He who yields the sandal is responsible for fire.
Okay, Should we move on?
Sure. 32.
Let's talk about Goofus and Gallant. In my head, I always used to call him Gallant, but it's probably Gallant.
Wait, what do you mean used to? You knew about this before?
You don't know Goofus and Gallant?
No, I somehow know. I just saw the illustrator, Leslie Harrington. I know that name, but I don't know this. Oh, highlights.
Yeah, Goofus and Gallant is an American children's comic strip appearing monthly in Highlights for Children.
I totally had highlights.
And you don't remember Goofus and Gallant?
I don't know. Maybe I need to see more.
There was one kid who was basically Jesus, and the other kid who was just an asshole. It was great.
Like the devil?
Except worse. Goofus was the worst, man.
That was Goofus? I like Goofus.
Growing up in the 90s, the artistry of it was... There were a lot of big sweaters being worn, and Goofus and Gallant had, like, blonde bowl cuts. Mm-hmm. It was perfect.
I'm seeing their little example. Goofus bosses his friends. He's got his finger up, telling that little boy what they're going to do. And it says, Gallant asks, what do you want to do next? And then it says, Goofus takes the last apple. Gallant shares his orange. Look,
There's
if you're
no
hungry, take the apple. No,
Yeah.
but nobody's there. It's not like anyone's in line for the damn apple. I like Goofus. I'm team Goofus.
Goofus and Gallant was created by Gary Cleveland Myers, first published in Children's Activities in 1940, moved to Highlights in 1946. It's been used in several studies as a stimulus to prompt children to identify kind and unkind actions, and the characters Goofus and Gallant, as archetypes of badness and goodness, have been referenced in several works by philosophers.
It's still going. It says current. Are highlights still published?
Oh yeah, Highlights are still published. I flip through those things while I'm waiting in line at the grocery store.
Jeez.
Whip up my pen and
you
circle
ruin
all
it
the
for
images.
everyone.
So all those kids get their dreams broken.
I do not remember. Like, it kind of rings a bell, but I don't specifically remember these guys, but I like them. I like Goofus. 80s. Okay, yeah, let me look at it. 90s. Oh god, their bowl cuts are amazing.
Yeah, you seen those the blonde cuts?
I'm kind of something about Goofus's like crossed arms and grumpy face is like sort of ringing a bell. He was probably pouting a lot, huh?
The one that I'm looking at, Goofus, in the left panel, turns to his classmate and says, "Will you please stop sneezing?"
It's COVID. You can ask someone that.
Gallant just says, "Bless you again, Sam."
I think I identify with Goofus. That's why. His friend is at the door, and his mom answered the door, and Goofus is next to the door where the friend can't see him from outside, and he's whispering, "Tell him I'm not here." Dude, if we have not all been there, then... Oh, Gallant tells his friend he'd rather talk later. Good for you. I avoid
boo.
people, okay?
Boo, Gallant. See, Gallant, that would make the person feel bad.
Yeah.
If anything, Goofus is looking out for his friend's feelings.
He's avoiding conflict, and sometimes we need to do that for our mental well-being, okay?
Good for Goofus.
Team Goofus.
Throughout its history, numerous artists have drawn for the strip. The first was Morietta Wellman, who drew the strip until 1952. She was succeeded by Marion Hole Hamill, who had the strip's longest tenure for 32 years, till 1984, when Sidney Quinn took over.
So do the illustrators come up with, like, the concepts, or is that Highlights, probably?
There's probably like a writer that writes them, and then the
they're
illustrator.
like, draw this.
Yeah. According to author and professor of literature and pop culture, Harold Schechter, though Goofus is clearly meant to be obnoxious, even destructive, a bundle of unbridled aggression, he generally seems more appealing than the do-gooder Gallant.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
He does. Because, like, we've all been there.
Donald Call, writing in the Des Moines Register, described Gallant as an awful prig, and wrote that while the children he observed reading Goofus and Gallant continue to exhibit an average amount of Goofus behavior, they always identify completely with Gallant, the goody-goody. They jeer at Goofus' shortcomings and pat themselves on the back whenever Gallant turns himself in to do an onerous chore, like taking music lessons. A prig... means undesirable person.
I agree with that, because I was looking at prig. Are they saying that even though they kind of like Gallant better, they always are like, oh, I'm like Goofus?
Yeah.
guess what, kid? You're not.
Kids act like Goofus, but they realize that Gallant is supposed to be the good one.
Oh, I'm getting them confused. No, they identify completely with Gallant, the goody-goody. So they think they act that way, which they don't. I guarantee it.
Yeah, because I mean, they're kids. Kids are all Goofuses.
They say Alan A. Block wrote that Goofus and Gallant presents uncritical assumptions about what constitutes right and wrong and rarely or never interfaces with situations of real-world prejudice.
I would like to see Goofus and Gallant take on racism.
Yeah. They should write like a SNL of these guys. I think that would be hilarious.
I bet there are like Mad Magazine versions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gallant is just, he's the worst, you know?
He's not. Gallant. Yeah. See, I'm getting them confused now.
I have never understood. Is it supposed to be like two sides of the same kid? Are they like twins?
They look the same, don't they?
Yeah.
I think they're supposed to be like, these are both you, and here are your two ways that you can respond to this situation.
It's like the duality of man.
It's kind of creepy. And like each like way is so extreme. Like most of the people just take a middle of the road approach, and that's okay. Like honestly, if you act like Gallant, nobody likes you. You will have no friends in the world.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you. Yeah, they do always look like they're the same kid though, huh?
Yeah.
This one. It's snowing outside, and Gallant says, "I'll shovel the walk, Dad." His dad's about to go out to shovel snow. Goofus says, "How much will you pay me to shovel your walk, Aunt Sue?" He is an entrepreneur. What is wrong with that?
Goofus is the capitalist within all of us.
Who cares? He's trying to make a buck. Damn.
You want to give me a number?
6.
Let's talk about Daniel Day-Lewis. Sir Daniel Michael Blake Day-Lewis is an English retired actor with dual British and Irish citizenship. He has won 3 Academy Awards for Best Actor, making him the first and only actor to have 3 wins in that category, and the 3rd male actor to win 3 Competitive Acting Academy Awards. Additionally, he has received 4 British Academy Film Awards for Best Actor, 3 Screen Actor Guild Awards, and 2 Golden Globes.
What if I told you that I know his name, but I've never ever seen his face before today? I couldn't, like, if you were like, do you know who this is? I'd be like, I know his name, but I couldn't tell you what he does.
Don't even know he's an actor.
No, not at all.
Wow.
And is this really what he looks like? Let me look him up. Like, I should at least recognize him, right?
It's Daniel Day-Lewis. He's an actor who's in movies that are too smart for you.
Oh, that's probably my problem.
Not like you personally. Just like everyone.
Oh, but he was Abe Lincoln?
Oh yeah, he was. I've seen him in Phantom Thread, which was actually a pretty good movie, and There Will Be Blood, which was very well done, but I felt like I missed the point.
I've never heard of any of these movies. He's all tatted up, though. So what's, like, his most important movie?
Important?
Or, like, well-known, I guess.
Probably There Will Be Blood, would be my guess. Or Gangs of New York.
And he retired, I see.
After Phantom Thread. I saw Phantom Thread with my Movie Pass.
Do you still have that?
They don't exist.
Oh, they don't exist? I remember when you got it, like, when it came out, and you were like...
Yeah.
I got this.
It was amazing.
I'm going to every movie.
I did go to every movie, and I was the reason why they got bankrupted.
You've always been like a movie buff.
I mean, not always, but I think that was like the beginning of it.
Yeah, I totally remember you pulling out of your wallet and being like, check it out.
I could go to any movie right now.
Yeah, and we're like, okay, well, we're at the bar. Are you going to go to a movie or are you going to like hang out?
I'm going to a movie.
Yeah, because you saw too many and you put them out of business, correct?
Yes, that's exactly what happened. Too many people saw too many movies. Movie Pass was like, stop seeing movies.
What did they think was going to happen? Like, what did they think was going to happen? People like to go see movies.
They probably thought it was going to be like a gym membership where people pay
people
for it.
People don't use it?
And they don't use it, yeah.
No, that's a gym. That's because people don't like working out. It doesn't take any effort to sit your ass through a movie, okay? How much was it?
$20 a month.
That is so cheap. That's where they went wrong.
Yeah, 2 movies and it pays for itself.
Not even. I mean, if you, yeah, like a matinee, but if you go to a normal time, it's like $16, right?
Right, yeah. So like 2. Yeah, it was great. Great time. But Daniel Day-Lewis,
Still don't know who he is, but I am thoroughly educated in Movie Pass now.
he was born on April 29th, 1957, in the Kensington district of London, the second child of poet Cecil Day-Lewis. Why does it feel like every actor has a prolific parent?
Runs in the family.
He and his older sister did not see much of their older two half-brothers.
That's a shame.
At school, he was bullied for both being Jewish and posh.
Posh, like rich?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, his dad's a famous poet.
Mm-hmm.
He mastered the local accent and mannerisms and credits that as being his first convincing performance.
Interesting.
Later in life, he has been known to speak of himself as a disorderly character in his younger years, often in trouble for shoplifting and other petty crimes.
Yeah, not special. Just saying.
Yeah, you're just a rich kid.
Yeah, basically.
Steal from the corner shop. Yeah, so then he just got into acting. He had a small part in the film Gandhi as a South African street thug who racially bullies the title character.
I'm like looking at pictures of him trying to be like, oh yeah, I know who that. I have never seen this guy's face in my life.
I feel like him and like Gary Oldman, I always hear their names, but they're just like...
Who are you? I've seen this Abe Lincoln thing.
Wow, Abe Lincoln played by a British man.
Such a shame. So then he just quit. 2017. He's just done? You think he'll come back? People don't just quit acting.
So after a 5-year hiatus, Day-Lewis returned to the screen to star in Paul Thomas Anderson's historical drama Phantom Thread in 2017. Blah, blah, blah. Prior to the film's release, Day-Lewis's spokeswoman, Leslie Dart, announced that he was retiring from acting. Unable to give an exact reason for his decision, in an interview he stated, "I haven't figured it out, but it's settled on me and it's just there. I dread to use the overused word artist, but there's something of the responsibility of the artist that hung over me. I need to believe in the value of what I'm doing. The work can seem vital, irresistible even. And if an audience believes it, that should be... Oh, man, this is so...
Yeah, he sounds like a douche.
Pretentious.
I hate to use the word artist. Oh, well, you probably have been calling yourself an artist your whole entire life, so...
He ends it by saying, if an audience believes it, that should be good enough for me. But lately, it isn't.
So basically, he's way too rich, and he has no reason to keep working.
He's just kind of bored of acting. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, I did that, done that.
Yeah.
Want to give me a number?
16.
Let's talk about Big Love, the Fleetwood Mac song.
I already don't know this song.
Big Love is a song by British-American rock band Fleetwood Mac. First appeared on the band's 1987 album, Tango in the Night. The song was the first single to be released from the album, reaching number 5 in the US, number 9 in the UK. It was also a hit on the American dance charts, where it peaked at number 7.
I'm going to listen to it, because I don't know. Do you know this off the top of your head?
Nope.
If it was that popular, I'm sure we know it. I have an ad.
Why don't you just download Adblocker?
Are you watching the music video?
Yeah,
It's sick.
it's pretty fun. I'm having a good time.
This is so 80s. This was 80s, right? This has to be 80s.
1987.
Oh god, this is amazing.
That's not Stevie Nicks, is it?
No, I don't think so. I like this song, but I've never heard it before.
It was written by, I think, the guy singing Lindsey Buckingham for a third solo album. But instead it became a Fleetwood Mac song.
Because Fleetwood Mac was like a lot of members who were just like in and out, kind of. Like it was never the same setup, kind of.
The song epitomized the album's stylized production with its provocative ooh-ah vocal exchange, though many
Very
assumed the
provocative.
female ah to be Stevie Nicks. Buckingham performed both.
I didn't even hear that. Let me get that far.
His voice is being sampled and then altered to mimic that of a woman. It was odd, he said, that so many people wondered if it was Stevie on there or me.
Why is that odd? This doesn't sound very provocative to me.
I'm provoked.
I just love Stevie Nicks.
You know what I didn't realize? Was that there is someone named Fleetwood in Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, really?
I'm dumb.
What's Mac then?
Well, the guy's name is Mick Fleetwood. So
So it was his band.
he's the drummer.
Drummer? What a twist.
Fleetwood Mac were founded by guitarist Peter Green, drummer Mick Fleetwood, and guitarist Jeremy Spencer, before a bassist joined.
They probably just thought that his name was sick.
It's pretty cool.
It was probably literally just like a, dude, you have the sickest name. Let's just use yours.
When did Stevie Nicks join? Yeah, because I just always assumed that Stevie Nicks was just a mainstay.
Yeah, but she really wasn't. She was like her own.
She was her own woman.
Oh, she was, I don't know if married or not. Under partners, it says Lindsay Buckingham from 69 to 76.
Oh. It looks like she joined in 75.
So he got her into the band? If they started dating in 69.
Nice.
And then they broke up the year after she joined. She was like, goodbye, don't need you anymore. Thank you. I just love Stevie Nicks. I love her a lot. I think it's my mom loves her.
But yeah, big love. The video opens on a shot of a mansion. Camera slowly pans back and continues to pan back nonstop throughout the video.
The video is sick, I'm not going to lie.
It's cool. After he left Fleetwood Mac in 1987, the band did not perform Big Love live until his return in 1997.
Why would they make his voice sound like a girl's when they have girls in the band?
A lot of times when they're recording a song and like it's just like a bunch of dudes in there, they'll just record it and then pitch shift it because they don't want to spend the time and effort to get someone else in there.
Well, that's exactly what they did, right?
Yeah.
So the weird thing is, why is Stevie Nicks like in the video dancing on stage and stuff if she literally had nothing to do with this song?
Well, that's her husband, right? At the time?
No, she had already broken up with him.
Oh.
I don't know if they ever got married, but she had been with 2 other guys since then.
Go for Stevie.
How come her last partner ends in 86? You're telling me Stevie Nicks hasn't dated anyone since 1986?
When I look her up, there's a picture of her standing next to Harry Styles. Are they an item?
I would love that more than any. Wow, she's 73.
Wait, actually, I think I might have heard that they might actually be.
No, they're not. He's weird, but not that weird.
I mean...
Here's a complete timeline of Harry Styles and Stevie Nicks' friendship.
I saw that.
They're just friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep this for later. It's so good.
Okay, shall we?
I'm done obsessing over Stevie Nicks and Harry Styles.
For today.
7.
Let's talk about the imperial lemon. The imperial lemon is thought to be a lemon and grapefruit hybrid. Citation needed.
I feel like I've seen these before, and my neighbor has them.
You should probably take some pictures and cite that.
Maybe then I could have him back up this statement. So are all grapefruits yellow on the outside, or are they supposed to be more orange?
I think it depends on the grapefruit.
So, because I know he has these, but I don't know if... I know they look like those.
Yeah, this is a hypothetical fruit.
It's not hypothetical. They just don't have a citation.
It's thought to be a lemon grapefruit hybrid.
Wait, how gross would that be? Like, grapefruits are already pretty gross. And then cross it with a lemon.
It'd be very tart. So it's not a hypothetical fruit. It's a real fruit. They just don't know whether it's a hybrid or if it's its own. Well, of course it's a hybrid because like all citrus fruits are derived from the citron, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I guess they don't know which ones it's a hybrid of.
Does it matter?
It's a citrus. I love a citrus.
Okay, so you're a scientist and your life's work is figuring out what the frick the imperial lemon came from. How do you feel about your life?
Citrusy?
You probably have eaten way too much citrus, your teeth are rotting away, and you're sad because you haven't done anything but stare at a grapefruit your whole life.
Lemon, not grapefruit. I mean, you'll never get scurvy, so got that going for you.
Lemon. Yeah, people used to get scurvy at Berkeley, like students. Because
Really?
they would just eat like top ramen. It was a thing. I remember them being like, hey, if you don't have money for food, like just sign up and come by the food bank. Like, it's okay. Because like kids were getting scurvy.
Just suck on a lemon. Every now and then.
You don't know you're getting scurvy, though. If you're just a college kid, you're like, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm too poor to go to the doctor.
But I feel like you're like, your body starts to crave certain types of food when your body needs those things, you know?
Maybe. I've never had scurvy. I don't know.
I mean, anytime that I cut up a lemon or a lime, I just like suck on that thing.
Ew, Bijan.
I don't want scurvy.
You're not going to get scurvy. It's not just from like lemons.
It's because I suck on lemons. Well, it's vitamin C, right?
Your teeth are going to rot out of your face.
No, it's fine. I have dental insurance. It's fine.
Oh my God. You're going to have like dentures by the time you're 35.
That is all I want. I want all my teeth pulled out and then to have dentures, because then your teeth are always perfect.
Okay, well, considering the imperial lemon has one line in its Wikipedia article, should we move on?
I guess so.
Let's do 53.
Let's talk about the Mariana UFO incident. It occurred in August 1950 in Great Falls, Montana.
Oh, that's so long ago, I already don't believe it.
The film footage of the sighting is believed to be among the first ever taken of what came to be called an unidentified flying object. The footage was investigated by the U.S. Air Force and found to be reflections from 2 jet fighters.
I can't even get the page to load, so...
Aliens.
So we know
it's not real.
Then why is there a Wikipedia page on it?
Because it sounds very interesting. It sounds like a movie. At 11:25 a.m. on August 15th, 1950, Nick Mariana, the general manager of the Great Falls Electric's minor league baseball team, and his 19-year-old secretary, Virginia Ronig, are inspecting the empty Legion Stadium baseball field before a game. Like, why did this guy have a 19-year-old secretary?
That's my question. That's like, and why did she have to inspect the field with him? That is a little bit weird. What does that consist of, inspecting the field? Were they inspecting the dugout? Like, what?
They were, trimming the hedges.
God.
That's the thing you do in baseball, right?
Bijan, this is a family podcast.
Right, you're right. Sorry. They were f***ing.
So who had a camera? Let's see. A bright flash caught Mariana's eye, and according to his reports, he saw 2 bright silvery objects rotating while flying over Great Falls at a speed he estimated to be 200 to 400 miles per hour. He estimated this. A minor league baseball manager thinks that he can look at a plane and tell how fast it's flying, and the range he gave was 200 to 400.
All while inspecting a field with his 19-year-old secretary.
This was for press, dude. Oh, so he ran to his car to retrieve his 16mm movie camera and filmed the UFOs for 16 seconds.
Yeah, I'm sure that's why there was a movie camera with his 19-year-old secretary.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm looking up his film. Oh, wow, you can't see anything.
For several weeks after the sighting, he showed his film to local community groups, including the Central Roundtable Athletic Club.
Yeah, he knew there were planes and he was trying to get some press. I can't tell what you're filming right now, dude. It's a dot in the sky. And couldn't you steady your hand or something? Okay. We're done here.
It was 1950, right?
I don't care.
It's just 2 dots in the sky.
In January 1951, Bob Considine, a writer and UFO skeptic, wrote an article for Cosmopolitan magazine entitled "The Disgraceful Flying Saucer Hoax." It debunked the most famous UFO sightings to that date, including Mariana's sighting and film, claiming that Considine's article implied that he was a liar, prankster, half-wit, crank, publicity hound, and fanatic. Mariana filed a lawsuit for slander against Considine. Okay, if you get offended because someone calls you a fake, then you probably are a fake. Am I right? Because if you're not a fake, you're like, whatever, he's a hater. I saw what I saw. It is what it is. I know what I saw, But when someone tries to expose you, you're like, no, I'm going to sue you.
I feel like he could have believed it. So I've heard this theory about why there aren't as many UFO sightings anymore. Because, it felt like it was a big thing in those times.
Yeah, because they were planes.
Well, all right, hear me out. The theory is that time travel... Okay, now hear me out.
Here we go. All right.
Time travel becomes readily available, or someone invents time travel within the next couple of decades or so, maybe within the next 100 years. They already know what happened during this era, but they want to go back and see what happened in the 50s and 30s and stuff. So that's what those UFOs are, is people time traveling back and looking at what was going on back then. They don't need to come to here because it's already video recorded. Everyone's got their Tic Tacs and their YouTubes.
Okay, I like this.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah, right?
Well, I think they would still come back to now, but I don't know
Maybe
why
they
we wouldn't
get caught.
Maybe. Yeah, and maybe if they're dude, if we go to the 50s, they're just going to think it's some crazy thing and it's going to be on the news and then they're going to forget about it.
Yeah, it was some drunk guy shagging his secretary. No one knows.
Yeah. Why is he drunk now?
I just assume 11:25.
It was noon a.m.
Yeah.
a.m.
Yeah.
11:25 a.m.
11:25 in 1950 is 9 p.m.
Jeez. Okay, let's move on from this guy because I don't want to give him any more attention than he already got.
Yeah, Mr. Marinara. No one wants to talk about him.
No. Go have fun with your secretary. Goodbye.
Let's talk about Dave Rule. The Dave Rule is an inside joke in Silicon Valley startup culture that posits that if a work team includes as many women as it does people named Dave, it has achieved acceptable gender balance.
Because, out of a team of 15, you'll have, 2 Daves and 2 girls is good enough.
Basically,
sounds about right.
There's probably more people named Dave in your team than there are women.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Concept was in use in the Carnegie Mellon School of Computer Science under the name Dave to Girl Ratio or Dave to Female Ratio.
Wait, what do you mean it was used? This sounds like a joke.
At least as early as 1999.
Wow.
It was first documented in Silicon Valley, which employs many Carnegie Mellon alumni under the name Dave Rule, in 2014, in an article about a sexual harassment lawsuit filed against dating application startup Tinder by a female former executive.
Wait, they cited the Dave Rule in the Tinder lawsuit.
Yes.
Sick. How many Daves do you have? Not that you're Silicon Valley tech, but
yeah. My team is 50-50 woman because it's advertising. So I feel it's not the same. It's not engineering,
Yeah.
It's media. Yeah, the Dave Rule.
I'm trying to think of even anyone I know named Dave. Maybe this was because they said it started in 99. Maybe it was an early 2000s type of thing. Because I don't think there are a whole lot of people our age now named Dave.
Yeah. I feel like it's basically the 2 people with the same generic white guy name rule. Okay. I know it's there'll be 2 or 3 Jeffs or 2 or 3 Steves.
Dude, that's the name. Jeff is literally the name. When you said the generic white guy rule, I came up with Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff,
that's so
Steve,
funny.
Dave, Matt. Probably not a lot of Bills anymore.
No, not anymore.
More Wills though.
Yeah, they'd be Will. Yeah, my Will is Billy though.
Okay, shall we get a number?
9.
Let's talk about the Ace Ventura franchise.
Amazing.
It consists of American detective comedies with 2 theatrical films, 1 made-for-television film, 1 animated TV series. It's based on the original concept and story written by Jack Bernstein, following the criminal investigations of the titular and comedic pet detective.
I actually, I'm trying to remember the plot of Ace Ventura, and I don't. All I remember is, Jim Carrey in it. And, little things that he did. You know what I mean? I don't remember what he actually did the whole movie. I just remember little bits and pieces of it. When did that come out?
1994. Was the first one about a dolphin Or was it about the Miami
Yeah,
Dolphins?
it says 94 Ace Ventura pet detective. Ace Ventura is hired to rescue Snowflake, the bottlenose dolphin mascot of the Miami Dolphins. Despite his best efforts to save Dan Marino. Who's that?
He was a quarterback for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I just remember Jim Carrey was super funny in these.
Was he?
Yeah. You don't like Jim Carrey? Is he canceled already?
Isn't he married to a very prominent anti-vaxxer? Like the woman that started the whole anti-vax in the US?
McCarthy?
Yeah, Jenna McCarthy.
Are they married?
They were.
Ooh, he's so creepy, but I love him. Jenny McCarthy, you're right. 05 to 2010. I did not see that coming. Yeah, so he's canceled for that. Well, maybe he left her because she was an anti-vaxxer, and he's like, you know what? I don't believe in that.
You know, good for Jimothy.
James. That's James to you. James Eugene.
Sorry, James. So the creator acknowledged that the concept of the character Ace Ventura came from wanting to do a comedic version of Sherlock Holmes, and after watching the Stupid Pet Trick segment on Late Night with David Letterman.
So did this start as movies, or?
Yeah, it looks like the first one was the 1994 Ace Ventura Pet Detective.
For some reason, I thought it was like a book or a comic strip or something.
Yeah, the first one was when he was trying to find the mascot of the Miami Dolphins. The second one, when nature calls, he's dispatched to Africa to investigate the disappearance of a sacred white bat. I have a sinking feeling that one probably does not stand up to the test of time.
I have a question. Was Dan Marino in other movies?
Probably. He was a pretty big name.
Yeah, because he looks very familiar. He looks more familiar than the Daniel whatever, the 10 named guy.
Daniel Day-Lewis?
Yeah.
It looks like Dan Marino was also in Little Nicky.
That sounds so familiar. What is that?
The movie where Adam Sandler plays the devil's son. And Dan Marino is also just like a newscaster guy for like the NFL. He's also playing commercials.
So you don't like Jim Carrey, is what I'm getting.
Yeah, he's in like the same realm for me as like Will Ferrell.
You don't like Will Ferrell? Has he been canceled?
Yeah. No, I just don't like him.
Dude, we can't be friends. Will Ferrell is amazing.
He's just like loud.
You don't like Elf?
He just yells.
I could watch Elf every fucking month of the year.
I'm not poo-pooing other people that enjoy that thing. Comedy is subjective.
I'm poo-pooing you for not enjoying it.
You know, a younger me would have stood on my soapbox and were like, these are the reasons why. Let me talk about how comedy is funny. It's like when people find some things funny.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's fine. I just don't like people yelling. And that's their thing. You know, feel free to cancel me. The only Will Ferrell thing I liked was Stranger Than Fiction.
I've never seen that. Was he okay in it?
Yeah, like it's a good movie, I would argue. It's probably not like an actual good movie, but I really liked it.
I'm not like, oh, this guy. No, you know what? I am. I do think he's talented. I do. I don't feel like Jim Carrey like I feel about Will Ferrell.
I think they're both talented. Like, it's an art to get, like, they're super popular. Like, the masses love them. Like, it's a skill to, like, work a room and be that charismatic. I'm not saying they're not talented.
I don't think it's about being charismatic. It's just, like, they pick the right roles. They fit into the right roles.
Yeah. They just play themselves in every movie.
Probably, yeah.
And I think that's why I like Stranger Than Fiction, because that was, like, the only movie that I've seen him in where he's not just, like...
He, like, acted.
Yeah, like, he's, like, acting.
Yeah. I'm done with it. I've Ace Ventura'd myself out arguing about Will Ferrell.
Okay. Wow, that was so much fun. Join us next time. We're going to start out talking about 1913 in music.
Oh boy.